More problems for the U.S. economy, more problems for the U.S. housing market. Hey everybody, Scott Walters. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up, strap in, hold on to your hats and glasses as we blow the lid off yet another hot topic swirling around the U.S. housing market and the U.S. economy. Because why? They're tied together, my friends. Lose one, you lose the other. Every single time we've lost the housing market, we've been thrusted in to a massive recession. Now, we've got a recession clearly knocking at the door, although it hasn't came in and just collapsed everything yet, because some things need to play out. I think today, because of our digital diet, the digital era that we're living in now, watching the markets on our devices and everything happening in real time, these are the things that sneak up on people. That's why I've always said you don't want to be like a deer in the headlights when the knockout blow comes, which will in fact be the U.S. housing market that delivers it if and when it happens. It all comes down to the percentage of likelihood. So today we're going to take this opportunity to take a look at a part of the country here in the U.S. and some of their real estate to just kind of learn and educate ourselves and understand, use it as a temperature check of what's going on as we get a read on people, because we all know this comes down to the psychology of people. The people will move these markets. That's why I've always said, throw the playbook out the window. The data will not save you. This will come down to people and what they're feeling. And we already know what they're feeling. Uncertain, fear, and panic. And what do we know from the coin phrase we always reference from our good friend Warren Buffett? Be greedy when others are fearful. Fearful when others are greedy. We saw greed pour into these markets, all courtesy of an overstimulation of all asset classes and the economy. That was a lot of greed. Now we're seeing fear and panic. And today I'm going to show you a property that exhibits exactly that, drives that point home very, very nicely. A lot to unpackage in a short video, but we're going to do our best just to hit some of the key components and make this one flow through, and then we'll tie it up and put a nice bow on it at the end. So let's go ahead and jump over to today's footage. Then we'll meet back here to wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, buckle up and strap in. We are in beautiful Massachusetts in the town of Springfield. And today we're going to take a look at a property in Springfield to examine what their local housing market is going through, so we can get an idea of what to do if we start looking in our own backyards. Will these properties, in fact, pencil out? So one thing you have to know about Springfield, Massachusetts, it used to have a thriving job market. A lot of manufacturing used to take place right here in Springfield, Massachusetts. In fact, the very first dictionary was produced right here in Springfield, Massachusetts. Now let's go ahead and jump on over to our friends at Zillow and see what's going on with their local housing market. And one thing worth noting, this is probably going on in your local housing market too. Everything on the map is going through price reductions. Now, let's go ahead and unpackage our featured property. And as we skim through its photos, you might already have noticed this one was under construction, but somebody must have bailed out because it went back on the market. Let's go ahead and examine a little more. Looking for a winter project? Look no further. Come put the shine back on this Cape Cod style house, just waiting for your personal touch. Well, I bet it is. Let's move in to some of the numbers. This house currently sits on the market for $86,500, which is in fact its mid-range value range, which is fine if it's move-in ready, but it's not. In fact, it's far from it. Let's look at some price history. As we can see, it did have its listing removed at $80,000, came back at $86,000, was contingent at $150,000 when somebody backed out, and this thing now is stuck on the market. Let's examine a little more. If you were to give them today's asking price, your payment would be approximately $476 a month. Well, today's property would rent for $2,400 a month. If you can fix this yourself, you might be able to make a cash flow opportunity. Unfortunately, nobody wants to touch it at this point. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. Friends, welcome back. So what did you think? There is a house right there in Massachusetts. Massachusetts, beautiful, beautiful place. The fourth most expensive state to live in the nation. But Springfield, Massachusetts has a systemic problem. Jobs are going away in massive, massive numbers. And what the aftermath of jobs leaving there in the form of manufacturing, commercial real estate, again, the elephant in the room, leaves a bad look. The only jobs currently available are service sector jobs. That's what we are now, a consumer nation. We're not a producer of much anymore. It used to be made in the US of A. That's what we looked for when we bought, but now we're just a bunch of consumers. Separate video, but very important to touch on that. So the realities are like we talked about here today. Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts, where we took a look at today, their property, you can own a property there for very cheap, and the prices are tanking. And there's actually service sector jobs there that, in fact, you can live there on service sector jobs. Now, they've got a lot of government subsidies there, a lot of food stamps being produced. Their crime is spiking. They've got some big systemic issues in there for sure. But from a real estate standpoint, they're starting to exhibit a lot of behavior that might attract some investment opportunity. You see, but you always want to look at the health of the area. For me, I've always said this. This is one of the biggest rules in real estate. Find the cheapest place in the nicest area. So if you're thinking, hey, I can just go live like a king and buy a mansion in Springfield, Massachusetts, might not want to do that. You want to go buy the cheapest house in the nicest part of Springfield. So the house that we looked at today, something happened where they just bailed out. They were remodeling it, probably going to turn it into a rental, maybe make it their dream home, and they lost their job. Who knows? But that thing's sitting there. But people so full of fear and panic now, they're not going to buy it. Even investors are scared. A very small percentage of people are going to go in and buy when everybody's leaving because they're going to suffer from what I've always explained here, herd mentality. They're going to get swept into the fear and the panic. So for us, all we need to do is look at, does it pencil out? It doesn't even matter how much money you're coming in with. As long as you use the metric, what's my cost to own versus cost to rent? That is all I need to know. How much money do I have to put down on the property where my cost to own is under its rent range? This one, currently you could buy it for about $500 a month and it would rent for well over $2,000. Now for me, if I lived in this area already, I'd be looking at this as a potential property to buy. I like to buy properties that are within driving distance for me. And I don't like to own a gazillion doors, a bunch of properties. I want a handful within driving distance where I can own and operate them myself. I don't have to pay somebody to manage my property because nobody's going to manage your property more or better than you. Most people don't care about your property the way you do. So for me, I would rather maximize its return, handle it myself. It's not rocket science, very easy. We're going to tackle a lot of that moving forward. Placing tenants, tenant turnover, cost to renovate, very easy. You always want to go with standard off-the-shelf products. You don't want custom finishes, all that stuff. The luxury market is not the place to make money in this thing. That's where we want to buy for ourselves once we cash out and ride into the sunset someday. Your forever home. Right now, affordable rentals for the middle class. Those are the homes that will always be in demand. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding the biggest artificially created housing bubble ever produced in world history has in fact reversed course. We're seeing many areas exhibit some pretty insane behavior. We looked at one today in Massachusetts, right? Right now, it's exhibiting some serious behavior. But I really wanted to use that opportunity to just show us this is the way we look at homes. Are they in trouble? How many price reductions? Cost to own versus cost to rent, whether it's your primary home or not. These are the tools that'll help you sleep better at night. And my job is to help you sleep better at night. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon. For your convenience, as always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. We will see you on the next video.